This week on Fast Track, we'll relive Purdue's historic football victory in Michigan's famed Big House, check some Veterans Day observances, and see what happens when zombies attack Purdue's campus. All this and much more on this week's Fast Track.
In early November, Fort Hood, Texas was the site of this country's deadliest military base shooting ever recorded. Sarah Haynes took to the sidewalks to find out how students have been coping with this tragedy.
It just seems incredibly tragic.
I think it's pretty upsetting what happened.
39-year-old licensed psychiatrist Major Nadal Malik Hassan was nearing deployment to Iraq when he turned the gun on a crowd at Fort Hood Soldier Readiness Center. Along with the 12 deaths of soldiers and one civilian, 42 others were wounded.
Prior to the November 5th shooting rampage, Hassan had been monitored by the government several times in his past. Feelings of doubt and mistrust have been added to the mix of grief and anguish.
I think that more could have been done to.
The military has gotten better, I think, with mental health issues. I think they realize that it's really caused a lot of problems for their soldiers.
I'm Sarah Haynes for Fast Track.
Veterans Day on campus provides us all with moments to pause and reflect. Let's take a look at one special remembrance that is held every year right here at Purdue.
The Purdue Student Union Board's Veterans Day observance on Wednesday, November 11th paid surviving and fallen vets the tribute they deserve. The annual observance offers a 21-gun salute, presentations, displays, and refreshments. You could also write down your own thoughts and thanks, which are sent to those currently serving in the military, as well as to the many veterans who shall never be forgotten.
To know that there have been hundreds and thousands of men and women who have gone before me in the previous centuries of our country and served, put the country and those around them above themselves, willing to give up time, effort, and ultimately a lot of lives for that cause. And it's very humbling because I haven't done anything to deserve it. It was just given to me graciously.
It's always uplifting to hear about their stories, hear their encouragement, and the idea is just pass the torch on, continue fighting the good fight, and protecting America's freedoms. So.
A simple hello or heartfelt thank you could brighten the day of the next veteran you meet.
Service is something I value, selfless service, putting others above myself, and just wanting to protect and defend those around me.
If you'd like to send a letter or arrange a care package for troops fighting overseas, join the Purdue Club Letters from Home. Email them for more information, or you can find them on Facebook.
A new website is helping veterans connect and begin recovering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Dr. Sanjay Gupta reports for today's Health Minute.
Retired Marine Matthew Brown will never forget that moment when he was shot by a sniper while fighting in Fallujah.
They weren't really sure where I was shot because there was blood everywhere. It's a little difficult to talk about sometimes.
There were operations. There were months of rehab. He learned to walk again, but there was something else that wasn't right. Brown had post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Tom Tarantino is with Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America.
What we know is that a third of vets returning from Iraq and Afghanistan are suffering from some type of combat stress injury.
Now his group is helping veterans like Brown cope with PTSD.
Is that no one can talk to a vet like another vet. No one can understand what's going through, what a combat veteran is going through, other than someone who has also seen combat.
They've launched a social networking site for veterans. It's called communityofveterans.org. It has forums on there with everything from the GI Bill to coping with anxiety, and also how to talk to friends and family about being in combat. For Brown, talking to his fellow soldiers is already making a difference.
I now realize I don't want to be just another number on a piece of paper. I want to live to be 70, 80.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
When we come back, we'll get our national forecast.
And get the latest H1N1 statistics. This is Fast Track.
Grab your friends and go. From beginners to advanced skaters, learn how to ride, do 180s, and much more. While either skating around campus or taking trips to skate parks, the Skateboarding Club can be the place for you. Contact Ryan Allen at 201-919-8433 for more information.